Hey, what's up? This is Chosen and bringing you a Raid Shadow Legends wrap-up video. We've got a lot going on. You can see here 2x Voids are live right now, a very big event in the Raid Shadow Legends community. And then we'll get you full context on what is going on with the Fragment summon calendar for our Pardon Clanfather so that you are not missing out on those fragments that you need to acquire him. So you'll have full context of everything going on in game as we head into the weekend. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so first of all, over the weekend, we're going to have 2x Voids, which is always a great opportunity to pull your Void Shards, get your hands on those good epics, and try to get one of those top tier legendaries. But this 2x Void event is also going to be coinciding with some fragments up for grabs for the legendary that is currently being offered in a Pardon Clanfather. We've got 5 at 1150 and then 15 at 2500. So 20 champion fragments up for grabs. And here's the points breakdown. So let's go ahead and zoom in on it and pull it up right here next to me. So you can see here how it is going to be determined by the regular champions that you get. So this would be like if you're pulling ancient shards, you can even get a few hundred points with if you end up 100 or 200 short and you've got some mystery shards, you can actually get that last few hundred by getting a bunch of mystery shards pulled, because you'll get a point for every single one. So you're guaranteed 10 for every 10 mystery shard, every 10 pull of mystery shards that you do. And then if you get a rare, you get a nice little bonus bump of 10 right there. But obviously, this event is going to be structured to take advantage of pulling Void champions, as you see right there. Rares being worth 50 and epics being worth 350. If you happen to get a legendary, it's worth 650. I don't know why it's not even double of what an epic is, which is kind of absurd to me. Like a legendary should at least be 1,000, I would think. But anyway, in terms of how the points are structured, so if you pulled 100 Void shards, 83 of them would be rares. 16 of them would be epics, and 1 of them would be legendary. Like over the course of a massive sample size, that would be a standard distribution of 100 shards that you pull. So then when you add up the points that are given here with the 50, 350, and 650, it's going to come out as about 100 points on average per Void shard. Which means on these point distributions, I'm gonna guess that for most of you, it takes about 10 to 12 voids on average to hit the 5 fragments. If you're below 10, you had good luck. If you're above 12 or 14 or so, you had bad luck. And then up here at the 2500, this should take about 20 to 30 voids to acquire your 2500 points. If you're below 20, you had good RNG. If you're above like 28, 30 or so, you had bad RNG. And if you're going for a Pardon Clanfather, this is probably the most important event because A, it's 2x Voids, and B, the points are definitely needed if you're not going to be finishing super high in tournaments, because you can see that 55 of the fragments are in tournaments, and then an additional 40 are going to be in the leaderboard. So 55 guaranteed, 40 for finishing like first or second high in tournaments. So and then if you add up these 60 right here, that's what gives you the total of 155, but that's including the leaderboard. If you just do the 50 and the 60, that is going to be 115 excluding the leaderboard. So if you're not doing the summoning event, which this one here, the 2x Voids one, is probably the most important, you're going to be missing out on the 5 plus 15 is 20, so that would equal 95, leaving you short. That's if you didn't do you're kind of out of pace there, and you're going to have to finish high on a leaderboard. That's why, unfortunately, it's how Plarium structures it to make these summoning events a lot more valuable. If you're valuing going after the Fragment champion, you kind of unfortunately got to find a way to pull these shards and acquire these points during the summoning events. And on top of that, the 2x Voids one is not the only time you have to do that, because over here, there's going to be a Summon Rush event. And this also has 20 fragments in it, so it'll be the same kind of deal here. But that'll be next weekend, so there won't be a 2x typically. They do throw us for a loop every now and then and do weird things, but I'm guessing there'll be some sort of 10x or special summon event where they'll put like a guaranteed epic or a guaranteed legendary for you to pull a certain amount of ancient shards or something. So we don't know exactly what that'll be. We'll probably find out in about 4 or 5 days exactly what the Summon Rush is going to be coinciding with. And if you are targeting where your best opportunity to scoop up the bonus 5 points to get you to 100 from 95, I'm going to guess it's probably going to be right here in the Ice Golem tournament. Typically, the whales, the high spenders, most circumstances, they're gonna desire grinding the Ice Golem the least. So that'll probably be your best opportunity in terms of resources spent to scoop up 5 fragments on the leaderboard. Your typical group of tournaments is going to be somewhere around 10 to 15 people trying to acquire points and kind of going hard on spending resources. But in an Ice Golem tournament, it's not uncommon for it to be in like the 4 to 8 range, about half as common of people going crazy in that tournament. So just a few things to keep in mind as you're managing your points for the fragment summon structure here. Which leads us into wrapping up what's going on in game right now. You've also got a classic arena takedown. So important right now to be diligent about your refreshes and getting all of those free fights in every day. Typically, these aren't too hard to complete as long as you're super active and picky about who you're fighting in the arena to make sure you're scooping up as many wins as you can. But you want to get to 360 here over the weekend so you can keep pace and get those fragments. We already talked about the Champion Chase tournament coinciding with the Voids, but there's also a Dragon tournament going on right now, so you want to make sure you're also doing enough runs in there to get your 2250, because every time we've got an opportunity to get guaranteed fragments as rewards over on the right side, you want to take advantage of that. And then you also want to take a look at your group. You can see here, unfortunately, I've already got somebody up over 10,000 points. You gotta kind of weigh your options and see where your best opportunities are to hopefully go after at least one of those tournaments in scooping up some of the bonus fragments, so you don't end up at like 95 or something. Then we've also got the only event going on right now is Dungeon Divers. So very important today to make sure you get to 2,400 and fill that bar up. You can see I'm barely close. I've got to get in and do some Dragon to at least fill that up. But I also think it's worth it to get to 2,850 for sure, because core hammers, whenever you can scoop those up as a reward in events, especially when you're double dipping something like during a fusion or a fragment, definitely go after the core hammers as well, in my opinion. And you also want to make sure you've gone in and grabbed some clan quests by now, because over the weekend we're going to have to make sure and get those done. So you're acquiring some of your points for progressing your clan, and also to spend over in the clan shop during this iteration. We're also down to the final week or so. We're getting close here by the end of the weekend, the final week of the rotation of the Doom Tower. So a good time to start kind of slowly focusing on those secret rooms, so you don't end up in the last day or two and having to get 45 silver keys to try and go spend on farming bosses in one day. So a good time to start loosely focusing on wrapping up your Doom Tower progression as well. Time to take a look at the shop and see what's going on in here. So first up is the Privilege Pack. This was a PlariumPlay PC offer. I did have some people in the comment sections saying they only play on mobile and they see it as well. So I don't know what's going on, but I think Plarium's goal here was to incentivize people trying out PlariumPlay so they have access to the Privilege Pack or something if they hear about it in the community, because it grades out as a 3.03, so technically a pretty good offer on my offer calculator here. But anyway, that's the gist of the Plarium Privilege Pack here. It's mostly going out to players that are on the PlariumPlay PC client. Right now, obviously, we're going to be having some Void offers coming through this weekend. And remember what we were talking about on getting some of those points. You're going to probably be wanting to pull somewhere between 20 and 25 Voids to give yourself a good opportunity or good odds of acquiring the points necessary to finish the event. So let's plug this in. We've got 15. It's a purchase limit of 1, so it's probably is going to be really good. Anytime it's a purchase limit of 1, it's an offer you really want to take note of, because it's usually one of the better ones they send out. 175. No energy, 11 of the Baroos, and 6 Void Shards, and bang. Yeah, 2.88. So this is probably going to be about the best you get in terms of a standard Void offer. 6 for 15 is about the best you can ever accumulate them, outside of, you know, crazy outlandish packs like for Black Friday or some holiday special gift or something. Normal packs, this is about the best you'll ever see Voids. But then we've also got the special Void pack over here. So this one is out of 3s, which means it's probably not going to be near as good. 60k. They like to throw in kind of potions here every now and then. So we've got 5 of these, an Epic Tome, and 3 Void Shards. Bang, 2.21. Yeah, you can see the purchase limit of 3. This one's nowhere near as good. It's not horrible. It's over 2 still. But of the ones I see here, I would definitely lean towards scooping up the bonus Void pack, especially if it took you from like 15 to 21 shards and gave you a better opportunity to finish the event and scoop up those fragments, you might get a good void, and it would also put you in a way higher likelihood to finish the event. So it might make sense for some of you out there. Monthly mini mix immortal $10 for rare gear is going to be a no. So the best ones I see here are obviously the privilege pack if you're on the PlariumPlay Client or you're lucky enough to see it on your account, and then the bonus void pack here is also pretty decent. Everything else is pretty meh. Alrighty, so also last night I had a really fun, like 90-minute conversation with Kizzle, who is a gaming raid content creator that actually works in mergers and acquisitions in the business world as his full-time job. So had a fun and interesting conversation with him last night to get some perspective on the Microsoft Activision Blizzard thing, where Microsoft bought Blizzard for $69 billion, and I think he had a different take on it than I had really heard before. So I'm gonna try to upload that later today or tomorrow as kind of a long form conversation about the Microsoft Blizzard thing, because odds are, if you pay attention to this channel, you're probably a fan of gaming, and that's some of the biggest news to come out in gaming of 2022, I would expect. So I will try to get that out to you soon as well, but I'm gonna head on over to stream and look towards pulling some of these 2x void shards. If you would like to stop by and say hi, a link is down below in the pinned comment indicating whether I am live or not. And if not, have a great rest of your Friday heading into the weekend here. As always, thank you for watching. Peace.